Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our news.
Terrified parents wait outside the gate here at Government High School to find out the fate of their children. That story is coming up straight ahead.
F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis responds to the Prime Minister's recent complaints about his colleagues. That story straight ahead.
The PLP to ratify 17 new candidates tonight, plus CIA documents on the Bahamas revealed. Welcome to our news and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina McNeil. Topping news tonight, one student is clinging to life and two others are listed in stable condition tonight after a brawl on Government High School's campus. Fearful parents rushed to the school this afternoon after disturbing videos of the chaotic incident were circulated on social media. Giorgio Bain has the details in tonight's top story.
Following an explosion of viral videos and voice notes depicting a fight that happened right here on Government High School property, parents rushed to the school to find out the fate of their children, with the result being very unclear. When our news arrived at the school, EMS personnel were on the scene. A young man was bending down near a police officer with blood stains all over his white uniform pants. Hundreds of parents rushed to the school gates once they received word of the fight. Chantal Williams, whose 15-year-old son is in the 10th grade, said her son called from the school's office to say that he had been attacked.
Mommy, the boys are trying to jerk me. The same time someone yucked the phone from him. When I call back, the office phone was just ringing. Now I reach, ain't nobody saying nothing. I haven't been able to see him, hear from nobody. Ain't nobody come to the gate, nobody saying nothing. Everybody just telling you to be quiet and wait.
What grade is your son in?
My son is in grade 10.
Was he usually involved in any kind?
No, he normally don't be involved in nothing. This is first year here. He don't owe the school nothing.
Terrified mother Sherelle Seymour said she was home enjoying her day off when her cell phone lit up with calls from concerned family members asking if she had heard anything about her two sons who attend the school.
I'm pensive, my heart is racing and everything else, and I'm dying to know where my kids, whether they're walking or not. I need to know now what is going on, and they should have already have some information put out here or inform the parents who kids are involved so they'll know just exactly where they stand. And if it's not my kid, let me know.
And the list of concerned parents continued.
My wife just called me just now and said school on lockdown. So I come here to pick up my daughter. See, so the fight happened yesterday, so I ain't taking a chance. Let me get out of the school.
So it's a possibility that would have happened here, there could be active retaliation.
From yesterday.
So how do you feel about your daughter's safety in the school now?
Now, not too safe. I know she'll back up herself, but not too safe.
Sometimes I have to call a family member to come and sit out here at 2 o'clock just to pick up my children or my niece and my daughter. It's so scary because right now somebody going in an ambulance. You don't know who is who. And the administrators are very poor at Government High. Very poor. It's bad.
2016 saw the fatal stabbing of a Doris Johnson student during a fight in the after-school hours. Assistant Commissioner of Police Stephen Dean attempted to comfort the crowd, but he was not successful. He gave these details to the media on the scene.
Shortly after 11, the school was on break when there was an altercation among a group of students that led to one student being stabbed, another being injured, two others being injured. 3 of them were taken to the hospital. One is in critical condition at this moment. The other 2, they're stable. They might be released. We are in the early stage of our investigation. We have interviewed students, principals, to determine who might be involved. We think we have some idea who might be the different parties who might be involved in this fight.
Member of Parliament for Mount Moriah, Arnold Forbes, expressed concern over school violence.
I am very concerned about what is going on, in particular the availability of weapons in our school system. I believe that we need to look at school security in a different light. I believe that we should It's difficult, and I know the security personnel and the police are doing their best because we do have police officers in our schools, but we need to probably take a second look at that.
Amid claims that the fight was gang-related, peace activist Carlos Reed said it's time for those in power to realize that the issues in the community will eventually trickle down to the schools.
A lot of these young persons that are incorporated in our schools, they are part of this war that we have, this big gang war we have on our streets between order and mad. You see what I'm saying? So these young people now, they become involved. They become involved in this cycle. They are part of this war that's going on.
The students were dismissed from school at 2 p.m. Police investigations continue. Reporting for our news, I'm Georgia Bain.
Meanwhile, more than 2,000 illegal weapons have been taken off the streets of the country between January 2013 and December 2016, along with more than 40,000 rounds of ammunition. Police Commissioner Ellison Greenslade briefing reporters on those figures Wednesday, noting that the police force has become increasingly effective in bringing criminals to justice.
That we have become so efficient and effective in terms of what we do in policing. That we've placed a tremendous amount of burden in other arenas. Burden to the extent that we are producing. And we're turning up and saying, here's a man for murder. Here's another man for murder. Here's a woman for murder. Here's a man for stealing.
According to Greenslade, police have the tools and manpower to continue to put a dent in crime.
And we do have the resources, the manpower, the experience and the ability. We have delivered extremely good results because we've done precisely what we said we would. We would target prolific offenders, we would arrest them, charge them, allow due process and natural justice, and take them before the courts. We've done that very proficiently.
Greenslade says police continue to bring hundreds of suspects before the courts on a monthly basis. In other news, leader of the Free National Movement, Dr. Hubert Minnis, is insisting that recent comments made by Prime Minister Perry Christie are a sign that there are cracks in the PLP's foundation. On Sunday, Christie spoke about the challenges of leadership and difficulties of dealing with some of his colleagues. Minnis says based on the PM's whining, it's clear the PLP has issues. Jasmine Brown reports.
Dr. Minnis says Christie's comments once again leaves him scratching his head in confusion, and he also insists that they signal deeper problems in a party that has repeatedly claimed it has zero internal issues.
Sometimes I wonder many things what Christie say.
While speaking at PLP headquarters during a meeting of the women's branch on Sunday, Christie asserted he has to deal with colleagues who, quote, bitch and complain. Christie added that those colleagues curse him every day, and when they get tired of cursing him, they curse his wife and children, including his special needs son, Adam. While some cabinet ministers like Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Dr. Daniel Johnson have defended Christie's comments, Minnis says he's not buying it. The F&M leader says given the way Christie has run the country over the past 4.5 years, he doesn't find it surprising that even those closest to the Prime Minister would find something to complain about.
That's their internal problems. I don't get their internal problems. But I know that the Bahamian people are complaining every day. So if those internal next to him are complaining.
Minnis says if Christie cannot take the pressure, he needs to get out of frontline politics.
If he don't want to hear any more noise, all he has to do, boundary report, call an election, and go into the twilight of his years, relax, retire, drink his coffee, tea, and relax.
The F&M has also had its fair share of drama. Minnis was ousted as leader of the official opposition last month by 7 MPs who sent a letter to the Governor General. The F&M leader says this is something he will no longer comment on publicly. Reporting for our news, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Well, as the 2017 general election fast approaches, the Progressive Liberal Party will ratify 17 candidates tonight during a rally-style event at party headquarters. Party chairman Bradley Roberts also revealed whether Alfred Sears would lose his Fort Charlotte nomination following his decision to challenge party leader Perry Christie. Fanique Toot reports.
As the Progressive Liberal Party prepares to ratify nearly 20 candidates tonight, including Prime Minister Perry Christie and Deputy Prime Minister Philip Davis, Party Chairman Bradley Roberts said today the party has no intention of replacing Fort Charlotte candidate Alfred Sears, who plans to challenge Christie for the leadership post at next week's convention.
I fully expect Mr. Christie to evolve as the party's leader, and by a very large margin, I may add. No, I don't think there will be any attempt to remove the nomination from Mr. Sears.
Even though he's challenging the leader?
Even though he's challenging. We are a democratic organization.
Sears is the only person who has so far announced plans to challenge Christie for the top post. The former Attorney General was among the first PLP candidates to be ratified ahead of this year's general election. Roberts says another 17 candidates will be ratified tonight during a major event at party headquarters.
After we finish tonight, we will be left with about, I think, 3 candidates, and if there is an additional seat, then we will have to make a determination as who will carry the banner in that constituency.
Roberts says 8 of the governing party's candidates are new to frontline politics, asserting the candidates put forth by the Free National Movement and Democratic National Alliance pale in comparison to the PLP standard bearers in the upcoming election.
The Progressive Liberal Party is the only political party today that is not embroiled in any turmoil internally. We take our time and we make sure that we make the right decisions.
The Free National Movement rescinded the nomination of Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner after she and 6 other FNM MPs wrote to the Governor General to have Dr. Hubert Minnis ousted as opposition leader. Reporting for our News, I'm Fawnik Toot.
Still to come on our news, declassified documents reveal the CIA considered the implications of indicting Sir Lyndon Pinling. New immigration statistics revealed, plus how the Ranfurly home is helping hundreds of children to transition out of that facility. That's coming up when our news returns.